I've seen people on welfare that drive better cars than me. I went to business school with a girl that used to sell her food stamps, but I know that's not all of them. Okay, let's talk about this. Typically, when I talk about things like food stamps or welfare, I usually get comments along these lines. And I actually have some answers to those type of concerns. First of all, if somebody is on some sort of government assistance, that means that they had to qualify to be on government assistance. So something is clearly not going well in their lives. And a lot of the times when people are dirt poor, they don't want anybody to know that they are poor, so they are able to mask on like an expert level. I used to work for a disability center at a college, so I met a lot of people who were on governmental services. Some of them have amazing skills with coupons. Some of them are dumpster divers. Some of them have better support systems in place, like they have friends or family that they can use things that they have. And that reminds me of a situation when I was working at the disabilities office where somebody won a raffle. It was near Christmas time, so the donations were mostly like food and clothes and toys and that sort of thing. So the lady who won was probably like 25 years old. She came into the office and told us who she was. And so I offered to carry all the stuff out to her car, and she's like, that would be great. The car she was driving was some sort of new model sedan. I don't remember if it was like a Ford Taurus or something like that. Anyway, as I was carrying her stuff out, she started telling me about some of the frustrations she and her kids were going through in life because she was a single mom of two, and how this prize was going to help get her through Christmas. And I was like, that's great. But when I got back into the office, one of my coworkers were like, yeah, that seemed a little bit suspicious, didn't it? I was like, what do you mean? She goes, she was wearing nice clothes, her nails were all done, and her car looks really nice. And after talking to her on her way out, I had answers for this stuff. It turned out that she was a widow who had to move across country to go stay with her grandparents temporarily until she could get back on her feet. The car she was in belonged to one of her grandparents because she said those boxes weren't going to fit in her car. Now, I did not ask her about her manicured hands because I'm a dude and I don't notice shit like that. But my point is, my coworker judged her before she knew anything about her situation in life. And there are many reasons why people try to sell their food stamps, and none of them are good. Sometimes it's because they got all their food from a food pantry and they need some extra cash to pay one of their bills. Maybe they already have a family member that feeds them, but they need some extra money to get their hair done or their nails done so that they can go apply for a job. Or they may decide that having food is probably less important than something else that they have to do. Are there some of them that do it for drugs and alcohol? Maybe. But even if it's somebody who's totally abusing the system, I don't care. I would much rather some scammers get some of my tax dollars as long as I made sure that the poor people who actually needed those services got them. The type of welfare I'm against is corporate welfare. Tax breaks for billionaires, corporate subsidies, just them getting money and trying to take all they can while the poor people suffer. That we live in a country where the term working poor is actually a thing. That's what I'm against.